Okay, this is homework 3, homework help video. Here we go. Homework 3 is all about absolute value. Okay, so if you have not had this written down in your notes yet, you should write this down in your notes, 100%. Okay, so this is going to be a good reminder. Absolute value is distance from 0. Okay, so if I'm talking about a question that has a variable inside the absolute value, and it says it equals something, that's how far away I am from 0. So this question is saying that the absolute value is equal to 0. So my distance from 0 is literally 0. So the question is, how far away is 0 from 0? Well, that would be 0. So 0 is 0 away from 0. Okay, so this right here would just be v equals 0. Okay, so a lot of people are getting stumped on this one. There's no such thing as negative 0. Okay, this question is the absolute value of u is equal to negative 9. So for this question, my distance from 0 is negative 9. Okay, this is not possible. You cannot have a negative distance from 0. There's no such thing as a negative distance. So this right here is impossible. So what we do is we say u is equal to no solution. Okay, there are no solutions for u because there's no such thing as a negative 9 distance from 0. Okay. Number 3 is the absolute value of w equals 6. So for this question, our distance from 0 is 6, which is possible. Okay, that is possible. We have 0 right here. I go 6 away from 0, and I land at 6. Okay, so w is equal to 6. But also, I'm going to say we could also go the other way, 6 away from 0, and that would land on negative 6. So with absolute value problems, you have 2 answers that it could be. So you have 6 or negative 6. Okay. Awesome. Number 7. Okay, so number 7. Right here, we have negative 5 multiplied with the absolute value of w equals 35. Okay. If you have a negative number in front of this absolute value, do not distribute the number. These are not parentheses. These are not parentheses. These are not parentheses. So you cannot just distribute the number. Okay? What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to figure out what number is the absolute value term. What number is the absolute value term? The only way to do that is to cancel out the negative 5 by dividing by negative 5 on both sides. Those cancel. I get the absolute value of w equal to negative 7. This is not possible because we cannot be a negative 7 distance from 0. So we say w equals no solution. All right? Guys, you cannot guess. You cannot guess on these questions and guess that it's no solution. It will never work. Do not guess on absolute value questions. You have to ask yourself, how far away am I from 0? The only time it's no solution is when it's a negative distance away from 0, because there's no such thing as negative distance. Okay, so a lot of people try to guess on these questions. It just doesn't work. Okay, let's talk about number 8. Absolute value of u plus 15 is equal to 23. Okay, so we have to figure out what value is the absolute value term. We have to figure out what number is the absolute value term. So we have the absolute value term plus 15 is equal to 23. So we're adding 15 to the absolute value to get 23. So the way that we solve for that is you go minus 15. And we find out that the absolute value of u is equal to 8. Okay, so that means our distance from 0 for the absolute value term is 8, which means u could equal 8 or negative 8. just talk about number 10. I think I have time. Cool. So number 10, it messes up a lot of people. Okay. Now, your question might not have a 0 here. So I'm talking about if your question is similar right here, if you have something in the absolute value equal to 0, that means that our distance from 0 is literally 0. Okay, so our distance from 0 is 0 for this question, which means that I need 2v minus 10 to equal 0. Okay? There are not two answers for this one. There's only one answer because there's only such thing as 0. There's no such thing as negative 0. So then I'd add 10 on both sides. Your answer is not 0 on this one. The answer is not 0 because we're trying to solve for v. So just because our distance from 0 is 0 doesn't mean our answer for v is 0. In this one we get v is equal to 5. Okay, guys, look, if you look at this closely, if v was 5, 2 times 5 is 10, 10 minus 10 is 0. So this is the 0 factor property that we learned in class. Alright, I hope that helps. I will be helping with questions 11, 12, and 15, or anything like that in the next video.